another beautiful morning. 26 degrees in the greenhouse. Everything's looking good. I'm amazed. I'm seeing some of my tomatoes starting to turn already. You can see the color is kind of coming into them. I was actually thinking these were a larger tomato than this. But it looks like they're going to be a small variety. Lots and lots of tomatoes here now. Seems everywhere I look there's more coming out. Got to do a little bit of maintenance here, and I've got to drop some of these down. Over on the other side, the peppers are doing wonderful as always. These guys are drinking about, let me see, the tomatoes, I gave them 8 liters yesterday. They want more now. They're already down to their low mark. So they're getting up to drinking about 10, maybe 11 liters per day. The peppers, they are also a bit low this morning, and I gave them 8 liters yesterday. So I'm going to have to give them all some more nutrients soon. But just looking through here, everything is growing so well. Going through here, look. Peppers, peppers, peppers. Over here. Look at the size of this guy up here. It's almost picking size there now. I usually leave them and try to get them to change color for me. But they're doing so well, really well. And there's still lots of flowers here yet that are coming out. We've had a few hot days here lately. Almost too hot to be out in the garden and in the greenhouse. But before that hot weather hit, I did get out and I hilled in the other bed of potatoes. So we're gonna, that was a couple days ago. We're gonna take a jump back there now and have a look at that while I'm here cleaning these up a bit. Everything looks good. It's all coming well. We're going to have to get some lime on these carrots here now. Their true leaves are out. These are looking good since we hilled them. And now we're going to pull a few weeds over here in these potatoes, and we're going to get those hilled now this evening. So we're going to start off just by cleaning up the bed a bit and getting the weeds out. Get rid of these weeds. We don't need those stealing our nutrients and so on. We'll get rid of these weeds and then we'll hill these in. A couple days time now, we have some rain coming again. I guess I should give these a bit of the fish juice I've got there. The kelp tea. Only right, I guess, to give them a bit. So I gave it to the other potatoes. Okay, that looks pretty good. We've got most of the weeds out of there. I've got a couple more here. Get rid of those. Now, some kelp tea. Very unpleasant smelling stuff, but it's so full of nutrients. Tempted to take the hose and wash down the ground here and the plant leaves before I hill them. Give me a cleaner surface to be working in. There we go, lots of nutrients. Lots and lots of nutrients. Let's start hilling those in. So what we're doing, we're basically going to take the high ground that we have here, loosen it up, dig it to make a trench out of it, so that all that soil goes in around the base of the plants. Potatoes are growing quite fast, apparently. I rooted one up last week when I was doing the other potatoes. Now over to this side. Pretty much the same thing. So as I'm going through here, I'm basically piling up as much soil as I can right in around the base of the plants. This is going to give the potatoes a lot more soil to grow in. Oops, look, just rooted up another one. So a little bit of extra soil here wouldn't hurt. I can feel them in the ground here, every here and there. Oh, they are really growing. There's a lot of them down there. Oops, another one. Wow, we're rooting them up here. So I don't want to be going any deeper with that. I'm going to give that a good watering now in a minute. You see a couple spots over here where there's more soil that could be pulled down. So I'm going to pull that down off the side here. Get that out over the plants. That one down there. All right, so all the free soil that I can find here, I'm pushing it up over the plants here. That's good. And we're just going to water these now. Give them a good watering, get that soil down around the roots really nice. No good to have the soil piled up around the plant if it's not up against the plant and giving the plant something to get its roots and that into and get the potatoes growing in. So we'll soak all this here down. It's also washing off the leaves a lot. Starting to think about fungus now and blight. And I'm starting to consider the possibility of putting some copper spray on. I believe it's copper spray. I used it a couple years ago on my potatoes. And we'll water these over here too now. Got another hot day coming tomorrow. So this bit of water will be very beneficial to them tonight. Let's get these carrots here all watered down as well. You can see now as I'm watering them, you can see the carrots stand out a lot more. They're not as thick as I had them the past couple of years, but they're not bad. I think we'll get a pretty good crop here. I may fill in some of the holes there with more carrots later on. See how thick these get now as they grow. And of course our peas. They're doing wonderful. They're really good. They got their tendrils stuck up there and looking for something to grab onto. That'll be another job for soon. The onions look good this evening. I'm hesitant in removing the knitting from it. I was reading a post online the other day where somebody else here on the island has their onions were completely wiped out because the birds were picking them. Now, this carrot here, you can see now that the true leaves are out. They're looking really good. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get a bit of lime now and sprinkle on this. And then we're going to water this and help to wash that lime down into the ground. Here's the 4 little potatoes that we got. Samples, just samples. So we've got this pelletized lime here. And we're going to take that and sprinkle it on our carrots. Remove these couple potatoes here. There we go. Now that we have our lime on these carrots here, we're just going to give them a good washing. Help to wash that down a bit, get it start to dissolve. It does dissolve quite easily. You can see right here how it's turning milky. So that's the lime dissolving. Now I was going to pick this weed over here, but that weed, I'm pretty sure, is a potato plant. So we're going to leave it alone and see what happens. Give that poor little potato plant a bit of water. Now we got to water a few things over here. Alright, so we've got our zucchinis. Tomorrow being a hot day, we'll make sure we've got some water down around this. And these potato plants. A couple days time we should be getting a bit of rain here. And I'm sure that'll be welcomed by all the plants. Add a bit of water to that kelp tea too. So this zucchini here, we did not get pollinated because we didn't have either male flower. Yes, I know, I had one in my freezer the other day, but we had fridge problems and I lost those. Now I don't see any other flowers coming out, so we have no males. We have another female coming up here. So I don't think we're going to get anything from that one, although it does look pretty good. We'll see what happens. This one here, I don't know what happens to them if they don't get pollinated at all. Usually they, from what I've seen, they turn yellow and just die off. But I'm surprised that one there hasn't turned yellow yet. So we're going to see what happens. I wish I had more zucchini plants right now, because then I'd have a higher chance of having a male flower to pollinate with. We got 2 more females coming up here, so I've got to get some male somewhere. Well, it was good to get that done with the potatoes anyway. We got that out there straightened away now, and just a matter of watering that in the future. A little bit of fertilizer here and there. So I've got many of these draped down low here now, and I want them to basically be swinging. Yeah, a little bit of a party, I guess we'll call it. Need another line right here, maybe. I'll take this guy. So at this point, I'm moving my lines around to best support the plants in such a way that they almost become mobile for me. This guy will go up right here. So as I mentioned in a previous episode, I want to be able to move these side to side so I can see what's behind them. So they are out in my path a lot more now, but because of the way they're hung, I have no problem at all just pushing them to one side, getting right in behind here. I can see what's going on. I can get at my suckers there easier and get rid of those. A lot of the lower leaves I'm now trimming off. I don't want to trim too many off unless they're getting to be a nuisance. This one here is a really big branch. Nothing on it to produce, so we'll get rid of that. As the summer goes on, these will get lower and lower, and they're already starting to. Let me bring you over where you can see this a little bit better. So you can see down here, I'm now starting to bring them out of their net cups. And I don't mind the net cups tipping a little bit like this, that's fine. They're coming out and they're starting to come downward. So they will come down. It's okay for them to droop down and then go up, but it's allowing me to keep the fruit more at a easy, workable level. I'm not reaching way up overhead like I used to do. Most of it is down much lower now. I have even put a couple trellises on the tomatoes themselves, just to help to support them. There's another one over there like that. Those are, they're starting to get heavier. And if I can keep them so that they're swinging like this here, I can move them around. Doesn't take a lot to get in between any of them. That works really well for me. Okay, I think that's about as much as I'm going to do with the tomatoes this morning. Oops, we have one clip here. It's after going a bit rogue on us. Now at this point, these plants are getting pretty heavy. And what I like to do here is have at least 2 lines on these as I hang them out, because if you think about it, it's not like a plant growing in a pot. These plants, all the weight now is on these strings, and those strings do rot in the sun. So this will ensure that if a string breaks, the plant's not going to come crashing down and possibly pull down the system with it. So I'm putting second clips on a lot of these. There we go. Now, I'm going to take all these old leaves and just throw them over in my compost pile. And have a quick look at what's outside, see how it's doing. Stop. Everything looks good out here this morning. Let's have a peek at our zucchinis and that there first. Okay. We're doing all right there. Another couple there, another 3 there. Now they got another open flower, but I do not have a male to pollinate it with. You can see that one there. I'm losing that one. Another female coming out there, 2 more there, 3 more there. Wow. I've got to come up with a male flower someplace. These potatoes are doing good. These are the long blues that I had left from last year. These carrots are coming up nicely. They all have the true leaves now. Potato plant looks good. I'll have to get a bit of soil around that one soon. The onions, they're doing fabulous. So these are the ones that we killed a little bit earlier there. This was a couple days ago. They're looking good. I may go through by hand here and push another bit of dirt around those yet. Same thing over here, just to to help to give them as much soil as possible for the potatoes to grow in. Let's get a look down underneath there. So you can see how the soil is piled up around the plants as much as possible. Okay, and over here we have our peas. Oh, look at them. Look at the tangles they're making. Yeah. I'm soon going to have to take the time and get a couple trellises put together here. But they're really, really growing fast. We're still using peas yet that we grew last year. We had a good supply and we just put them in the bag and freeze them. Get rid of a couple of weeds while we're here. Every now and then I just go grab a few weeds, get rid of them. It's far better than having to spend a lot of time just weeding in the hot sun. I just grab a few here and there, and next time I'll grab a few more. Oh, it's getting hot out here. I'm going back over to the greenhouse and make sure that everything's good there before we finish off. All right. Before we forget, I do have to get some nutrient on the go here, so let's take care of that next. I'm going to use this bucket here for measuring out my 8 liters. And then I'm just going to dump it into the other bucket so we can do 2 buckets at a time here. Make sure it's pretty much level. There we go. Now, this is the nutrients for today. We have tomato and tomato, part A. And we have the part B to go with those two. And we have lettuce and lettuce, part A, and the part B to go with that. So we're going to start off with let's start off with the tomato because they're faster for us to be able to do those. Just take that there and rinse the bottle as we're going. There we are. All right, so that's going to be 8 liters for the tomato. Throw that in there. I'm going to get another 8 liters going here. This is a master blend tomato and lettuce formulas that I'm using. It's what I've been using since day one, actually, and I've always found it to work well for me. It comes in a powdered form, so we dissolve it in the water. There we go, 8 liters. So 16 liters for tomato that we're doing today. We'll take those and get them carried in. Once again, we're going to use this bucket to measure out our 8 liters. I hear talk of a lot of people saying that they have to remove and replenish their nutrients every few days or every week or so. I find when our plants are at this point, they're drinking so much that there's never anything to have to drain off. We always have our plants getting fresh nutrients all the time. So this time of the year, it's just a matter of adding all the time. And we keep the same nutrients going then for about 4 months, 5 months, right into the fall. And by that time, we have nothing left in there to harvest. We've had a hot summer so far, a lot of sun, and these plants are just flourishing. They're doing so well. All right, so we've got a part A for our lettuce. That's what we give our pepper plants, is the lettuce formula. And we have the part B for the lettuce. There we go. There's that one. And there's that one. All right, let's go feed the peppers. Now I have to admit, I've gotten a little bit lazy at this, and I'm just pouring it in lately. So as I look down, I can see that I've got a little flow there, which is nice. There's 8 liters for the peppers. There's 16 liters. Now we'll move this little guy back here. That's good. Should take care of those for a couple days as well. All right, it's getting hot in this greenhouse. Time for me to get out of here. I think that's it for the day. We'll see you next time here in the greenhouse.